What is up, everyone? Volathis here, sporting my Lilith rod that has taken me so long to get, but that's not what I'm really here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is the Heavensward benchmark many of you may have seen over the weekend, and I've seen it probably 5 times now, and I just really wanted to talk about it. I understand this is the trailer, this isn't even the full benchmark, which from what I've been hearing comes out Monday, so I'm definitely going to have to watch that and definitely post my thoughts on that. But I want to talk about, let's say, my pre-thoughts, since this is a trailer. So it showed off a lot of interesting things because it's a benchmark and it's really just a show off slash test your computer and make sure you're able to load this expansion and what settings you are, because it's a benchmark. It's supposed to test out your computer. But this is also a lot of things they've been teasing. Now, we've seen a lot of things in it. We've saw the intro with the Dark Knight and the Machinist, the Ninja, the Astrologian, and all that. And we got to see a little bit of preview of their skills. To be honest, I feel like they showed off the Dark Knight a little bit more than the other ones. It may be because of the skills they showed off when the other ones didn't stand out as much. I feel like the Dark Knight stood out more. I don't say I hate the Dark Knight, but I think it definitely stood out more than the other classes. The next one I would have to say that stood out a little bit more was the Ninja, because of the one skill they used. But it's a benchmark, it's a trailer. I'm not really gonna form an entire opinion on that. There's still more to come from that. And then moving forward from that, we got to see a preview of the flying mounts and actions, and we even got to see a new mount that is going to be coming. It looks a lot like a flying sea serpent. That's about as good as I can describe it to you. And of course, I will be putting in the description the link to the trailer, as well as don't forget to check out the actual benchmark. But let's talk about the other things we saw. After that, we saw the flying in action. We saw some fishermen, a Lolfell flirting with 2 female characters, and we saw these weird little things. I don't know how to describe them. They were just balls of fur with looks like an eyeball with one iris color, nothing else, walking by. And we also saw a Sahagin, but I know that wasn't a Sahagin. It was a bulkier Sahagin, maybe a distant relative, I'm not quite sure. And I'm also trying to remember this all to memory, even though I just watched the video, just to make sure I didn't miss anything I wanted to talk about. And we've also seen previews of the new Beastman tribe. They look a lot like owl people, which I'm all for it. They also had horns. They looked pretty awesome. That's definitely one Beastman tribe I will be looking forward to and definitely want to know about. It sounded like the music they played almost sounded, I want to say, Scottish, and was interesting. And I'm still trying to gather my thoughts, so forgive me if I'm a little out there. And yes, I'm not using the benchmark trailer footage because I want you guys to watch that yourselves. And let's go from there. We also saw a preview of what I thought to be could be the floating continent that we are about to see later on, which might be linked to our new 24-man raid. I'm not quite sure, and trying to think what happened next. And then after that, we saw a Coel, a very feisty looking thing. It had huge horns. My guess is either this could be linked to one of the new raids, but I more than likely think it could have just been maybe a hunt, because hunts are very good at it looks a lot tougher, but difficulty wise it may not. For all I know, that it could be something different. And we also saw Alexander. We saw a reference of how huge this thing is going to be that we're going to be raiding inside, and all you really see is, I want to say, a foot or a hand, whatever you want to call that, come down, and he's massive. And they tried to show off the Dragoon LB, but that came later. And then we finally end with what I can only think to be, it could be a trial, it could be the new raid, like I said. I'm not positive. I know they had all 8 original classes, and they showed off the new job armor again, which if you haven't seen, look into it, see what your new armor is to expect, and all that. And they showed off a little bit of skills here and there. I think every class they showed off at least a new looking skill. I particularly focused on the Black Mage. It looked really just like another flare, but with an alchemy circle. I don't know. I didn't really see the ending animation, but I saw an alchemy circle at the feet. And either way, that's something new. I think I saw another rank of stone from a white mage. Probably, I know I saw other techniques. It looked like new combos and all that for other classes. And of course, the paladin one, which looked interesting to me. I don't know if that was an LB or if that's a new skill. The only way I can really describe it is I want to call it a shield cocoon. That's what I imagine. It was just like a bunch of shields in the front. I'm assuming it's either a cooldown, a defensive cooldown, or just another LB animation change. And of course, they wrapped things up with that, with the Dragoon LB. And the first thing you see is a giant ghost dragon. The first thing that popped into my head was, hello, Midgard's armor. And I think it looks awesome. And then it jumps into the air, comes down, and that's the end of it. Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a single target AoE because it's melee. But I would like to think it's AoE, but at this same time, the problem I foresee with that, if they were to change the Dragoon LB into an AoE, is that either the casters will get pushed aside, or the Dragoon LB will never get used. And if I remember correctly, all they said was this is an animation change. But I still think it looks awesome. I can't wait to see the other LBs they are bringing and changing to this game. And I think that's about it for this video. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you and let you know about all that, and just wanted to know what you guys think of it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment down below, subscribe to stay updated with my channel and all the videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.